Good morning, everyone. I have my coffee. I hope you do also. So, today, woke up a little late because it's my day off, which I like to sleep in. Uh, Today's Friday, by the way, the 21st. So, I was reading in the Bible about Paul and Barnabas and how they were preaching at the different cities of Paphos and I think it was Pamphilios. And one of the verses says Paul had seen a man who was crippled in his feet. He stared right at the guy and he seen the face of the guy wanting to be healed, and he says, "Get up and walk." And the guy walked, and that kind of spoke to me. Actually, this whole daily reading spoke to me. It also talks about how they talk about David, how he became king, but it does not talk about the sins of David. And so there's 2 points I want to point out and talk about today. One point is how they bring up David and how he had become king, and how they talk about his victories, but they don't talk about his sins ever again. And another point is how Paul recognizes the face in somebody's eyes and heals him and does a good deed. And so the main point I want to bring up today is how faithful God is. You see, God wipes away our sins, as he did David. David sinned a bunch of times, yet God wiped them away and never spoke about them again. And also how faithful God is in that he gives Paul, a sinner who had killed Christians, now gives him the power to heal people and actually bring life to their eyes and to their bones and to their body. And how people can see the faith in Paul as he preaches from synagogue to synagogue. And that's the main point, is God is faithful, and God is love. And how amazing is that? That David, being a king, actually sinned against his own people, yet God reinstated him. And now talks about his victories and talks about how he became king, but does not talk about his sin ever again. And how now in Acts, verse chapter 13, talks about how he goes from synagogue to synagogue, preaching, but yet does not condemn Paul. No, in fact, he instates Paul as an apostle and shows the boldness of Paul. Even getting stoned in one city, getting dragged out to the city, thinking he was dead, they drop Paul out of the city. Paul gets back up days later, walks right back into the city and starts preaching again. And that's just the power of God. And what I'm trying to say is God is faithful to us. See, no matter what we've done, God is faithful. Paul, holding the jacket of those who were stoning Stephen, and then going out getting letters of persecution to drag Christians away. God blinded him, turned his heart, and now Paul is one of the most profound apostles in the Bible. See, how amazing is that? And even David defeated Goliath, became king. That's great. Also sin with Bathsheba, killing her husband, yet God reinstates him and still calls him a man after God's own heart. See, that's the love and faithfulness of God. Is even when we do so much wrong, God says, "I love you." God still says, "I love you. I care about you. I'm reinstating you. I wash your sin away. As far as the east is from the west, that's how far your sin is." And that's what I kind of wanted to bring today. I accidentally hit the enter key. That's the point I wanted to make today. Is the love of God reinstates us and shows us how much he cares. The faithfulness of God reinstates us and shows how much he is willing to wash our sin away. So that's what I have for you today. And as for a joke, I actually have a really good joke. This is off a website, beliefnet.com. It says, a married couple were arguing who's making the coffee. The wife said that in the Bible it says that men should make the coffee and the husband asked her where it said that. The wife opened up the Bible and said, right here in Hebrews. That's pretty funny. I like it. So that's what I have for you today. I wish you guys a wonderful, great Friday. And as always, I will never forget, if you're struggling with depression or suicide or any kind of addiction, or you just in need of help, give it to God. Reach to the Lord. I do this daily devotional thing every morning, and I always have tried to. Some days I miss. I always try and read my daily bread every morning. So if you're struggling with depression or suicide or addiction or anything, I encourage you to read the Gospels. Mark, I just forgot Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. They are filled with God's hope and love. All right. If you read those, God will show you how much He loves you. He will show you the plan for your life. So that's what I have for you today. I hope you guys have a wonderful Friday morning. I will see you guys tomorrow morning.